What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. As always, it's appreciated. By the way, my tea's nearly cold. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back, as always. It is Tuesday night. What the hell day is it? Oh my god, I don't even know what day it is. Tuesday night. Oh my god, Tuesday night. You know what they say about Tuesday nights? Tuesday night's the time for markets moving, which is exactly what's happening right now. We've seen a very nice move on altcoins. Let's go, baby. ETH on the move. Solana looking like it might retest $200. We'll talk about why and what is going on, which is pretty exciting. Shout out to all the fam dropping in on TikTok as well. 𝗥𝗲𝗍𝘁, that Chad badge looks fantastic. 𝗥𝗲𝗍, I don't know if you've seen the subscriber video, but little sneaky peek for you in there coming Thursday. Watch out for that. But yeah, anyway, we're going to get into all things crypto this evening. We got a lot to talk about. We got the Federal Reserve and what that could look like. We've also got some pretty bullish news from Avalanche, why that one is definitely going to be a big mover. And also, kind of what I talked about yesterday, we're going to break down and sort of analyze that, as well as all the rest of the news and the charts and everything you can possibly imagine here on the 2Brick Crypto channel. All you got to do is make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, if you're brand new to cryptocurrency as well, please ask any questions. We're not like those typical channels that basically make you feel like you don't belong here. We are welcoming of everybody, and certainly we'll try and put it as best we can. And as always, appreciate you guys tuning in on TikTok as well. Don't forget, all links in the description if you want to support the channel and do all that kind of good stuff. Again, we very much welcome you guys here, but it is all about you, like McFly once said. Right, let's say hello to a few people and let's get into it. Craig, what's going on? 37's here. Robert Dover says, hey everyone, a great day. Marks up a little 2-bit. I've always said bull run into 2026. Well, we're going to discuss that tonight. Is the 2026 bull run officially coming or not? Go work. We'll be watching later. No worries, Robert Drover. Have a good day. Hopefully by the end of this cycle, you will not be going to work, as hopefully many of us will not as well. 37, good to see you. Tomato Pete's here as well. Good to see you. 𝗥𝗲𝗍𝗁 XRP starting to run a little bit. Yeah, we'll talk about some pretty epic XRP news. In fact, two unverified stories that we need to touch on. Pretty bullish indeed. Smarter Pete. Swamp Donkey's here. Mike Noby, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to you. As always, Mr. Fairground, back at it like you've never been away. Good to see you, pal. Kevin's here as well. Good to see you, man. Welcome. 𝗥𝗲𝗍𝗁8963. I'm hoping that I already know you are, but don't forget, YouTube's done this weird thing where it puts like your @ names on, so you can go and change it, by the way. But welcome to you, Curtis here as well. Good to see you guys. Welcome. Obi Joe's here as well. Good to see you, Obi Joe. Zach Hudson says Crow did good as well. Mate, Crow is freaking sending it today. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Right. TikTok. Thanks, Bits Blaze. Good to see you, man. Mods in the house. I'll see you in a second. Let's go and take a look at some charts. Holy crap. Look at this on Crow. Everything goes super macro bullish on Crow right now. This is absolutely, I mean, it's freaking wild if you ask me. Generally, it's pretty wild. This is still only the live chat. I need to deal with the new... Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's wild, isn't it? It's wild. Everyone just needs to sort it out, basically. That's my opinion. Everyone just sort it out and get your names anyway. Yeah, Crow looking pretty bullish. But what is fair to say here is the rest of the altcoins are looking optimistic. Bitcoin back above 111. Now, we touched on this yesterday. If you remember, we were specifically looking at this, the M2 liquidity, which got a nice little push up. Now we see some flat line. We could see a little bit of a dipperino, but... Again, we are absolutely in this place now. I actually think this is wrong, by the way. I feel like this number is wrong. And I don't know if we can change it. And I don't think 78 days is wrong. I think it's like 101 or something. I feel like that's what we had last time. Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter too much. You can see how this is kind of sort of playing out. So again, we could have absolutely hit this. And now we're starting our push back to the upside, which could then bring Bitcoin to retest this kind of 117 area, which would be pretty nice. This kind of pushes up. Key resistance right now here on the 100-day exponential moving average. We need to see it break back above this line. This would be very bullish indeed. Like I said, though, M2 is certainly pretty optimistic. And we'll talk about why that is good news. Also, if you remember yesterday, we were talking about this. We talked about this very important Fibonacci, which, again, you can see here right now. We are going to retest the 0.5 Fibonacci. 111,453 would be a very nice little close for us on the daily candle. Watch out. I think we could see us heading that way. Asia bought the dip last night. Also, the European markets didn't really do much. America came in and went, yep, we're buying. We're freaking buying, baby. Call me surprised, right? Call me surprised. So, yeah, pretty good news if you ask me. I just need to weirdly put a window over here. This is where TikTok can't see it. Otherwise, TikTok can see like the behind the scenes stuff. And they don't need to see that. So yeah, anyway, good news here. What's also very positive, by the way, look at this. The overall market, 3.81 trillion. We see lots of shorts getting wrecked, by the way, around $150 million over the last 24 hours, which is kind of nice to see shorts getting absolutely dominated. Around 71% of all the shorts liquidated. Sorry, all the liquidations event on Binance were short today, which is again good news if you ask me. All right, liquidate the shorts. But what is also more important is here. Look, this is the total too. So this is everything minus Bitcoin. This actually looking pretty optimistic. And you know, I like to do a couple of quizzes. You know, I like to kind of just see where everyone's dialed into this market. Remember, this isn't just about, hey, come to the show, buy what I tell you, and everything's going to be fine. This is not what it's about. This is the show where you come and we talk about why it's going to be fine and, more importantly, what is going to be happening. So if I was to ask you this question, what's going on, Vern? Shane's in the building as well. What's going on, Shane? If I was to say to you guys, what has also changed today? Who do you think has been buying back into the market? So we saw a big crash. We saw about 4,500 Bitcoin leave this particular entity. Well, guess what? They are now buying again. Call me surprised. Well, I mean, you could argue that we're not surprised, but anyway, that's my opinion. So we'll touch on that in just a minute, but very much nice little chart here, and the markets move. Yeah, Tim Shea's buying again. Vern, thanks so much. Look at the little loaf of bread things. I don't even know what they were, but they look cool. So yeah, Tim Shea is buying again. He is buying the freaking dip. All right. So pretty interesting. Tim's dropping billions. Good old BlackRock. Callum knows. Here it is. Look, BlackRock are buying 567. But look at this. ARC21, Cathie Wood going big on Bitcoin, 1797. Now, this pales into insignificance when you actually start looking at the Ethereum ETFs and you start to see some of the crazy shit going over here. Like, this is freaking wild. And no one is talking about it. But look at this. When you start to look in terms of price, we see some decent move here. And likewise, when you look at who is holding what, IBIT continues to be very, very strong in terms of that capital purchasing. And again, we saw a nice inflow day. We sort of said this yesterday. We said it might end up being a weirdly inflow day. The market's back, baby. The market's back. We're going higher. Strap in. It's about to get crazy. So anyway, good news here, by the way. Dominance. Again, look at this. BTC dominance retested the low range. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, TikTok, look at this, right? Monopoly on ETH. I saw that the other day. I've already dumped. I'm not going to tell you that I am the greatest TA man in the world, right? I'm not, because you all know my opinions of TA and you all know my thoughts on TA, and I'm a very latecomer to technical analysis. What I will tell you, though, is I work hard, I study charts, I'll take advice and thoughts of anyone, and I'll try and come up with a solution that I feel best suits what I'm trying to get my point across. But when you have a freaking chart like this, where you drawn a line about 3 months ago that still becomes an incredible point where resistance, support, and everything else plays through, you got to kind of say, you know what? I'm going to doff my hat to you too, babe. I'm going to drop that subscribe button because I think it's worth it, because actually you're pretty much on freaking point. This is BTC dominance. Look at this. We came up, retested the lower range of this, and then we see this rejection downside. Again, this then positive into this, which is the Ethereum versus Bitcoin dominance chart, which continues to move up, which is good news for altcoins. And then you see here the Ethereum dominance once again pushing up, with both USDT and USDC now dropping beneath. And actually, when you get to USDC, broke under a couple of key levels. So I reckon we can kind of quietly and confidently say, I think the market's going freaking higher. And I think we're going to see this now over the course of potentially the rest of this week. I actually thought, if you remember, that I thought this week was going to be pretty bullish. I think quite a few of us thought we were in for a pretty optimistic week. So yeah, can you flip the screen? I can, but I have to like put you really close to me and it all just gets a bit weird. The only thing I mean, it just gets weird. It just gets weird, right? So I'm sorry, but it's because the screen's there and you're there, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but anyway. So yeah, anyway, good news. Trash coin, interesting. I feel like I've seen someone talk about trash coin, but I can't remember who. Anyway, 111 BTC looking pretty solid. Likewise, Ethereum, look at this. Again, I am not saying that I am a chart guru. I'm just not, guys, right? Look at this. I'm not saying that I'm any sort of chart guru, but I mean, are you fucking kidding me right now? Look at this. Look at this freaking support. We drew these lines about a week ago. And the old pattern, oh, I didn't mean to click that. I didn't mean to click that. You need to ignore that, don't worry about what just came up on the screen. You know, this kind of very obvious pattern, you know, very, very interesting if you ask me. So look, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm some sort of TA superstar, but Jesus Christ, we've been pretty much bang on these last few weeks. Anyway, so ETH now sitting at 4594 and actually looks pretty bullish. We might get some continuation on ETH pushing higher, which would be great news. And for the rest of the week, bear in mind, there's been some pretty solid announcements today. Neck my cup of tea. Pretty solid announcements coming out of the Trump administration specific to digital assets, which again is good news as well. So good. Solana looking pretty solid as well. This one's got a nice bounce off that low range. XRP back above 304. We've got some pretty epic news for XRP as well. So if you're an XRP holder, stick around because we're going to take you into all of that. The rest of the altcoin markets looks pretty good. Look at this. Aerodrome Finance, been telling you guys about this for ages. Now back above 136. Looks like it's going to make a nice breakout. HBAR, if you didn't catch my video the other night, you're missing out. HBAR looks pretty good. And finally, Ondo waking up. Ondo looking pretty solid as well. This looking like it could break. Again, needs to hit this kind of 20-day, and sorry, the 50-day exponential moving average. Then we might be in for a run. Crowcoin we touched on. Obviously, Truth Social now going big on Crow, which is interesting. I mean, who the hell would have thought that? Morris burying the house. Chew, yeah, I actually am a holder of Chew. In fairness, there's a video on my channel if you haven't seen it. Pretty bullish project. On a dip right now, though, so it needs to get its ass in gear. But yeah, good news. And then look, the rest of the market looks pretty solid. Meme coins. I actually bought some more Pepe today. I don't know if this was a good idea or not, but I bought it when it went to 9993 or something like that. And I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to grab a little bit more on the dip. And then traditional stocks look pretty interesting. By the way, the Russell up a little bit, as well as the S&P 500, which again is a pretty basic thing. So markets look pretty optimistic today. I mean, Jesus, Bitcoin is on the move. So I guess let's break down a couple of things as to why, right? And this is one of them. This is one of them. This is a 20-second clip that I'm going to play you. TikTok, you can watch it as well. I just need to do this and this and this and this, and then you guys will be able to hear it. So yeah, pretty interesting if you ask me. We're going to do this and we're going to do this. And then I think we can also do this. Oh, yes. Look at this. Very bullish. Right. TikTok, you can watch this as well, but listen to this.
Commerce is going to start issuing its statistics on the blockchain because you are the crypto president, and we are going to put out GDP on the blockchain so people can use the blockchain for data distribution, and then we're going to make that available to the entire government so all of you can do it. We're just ironing out all the details so we can do it.
Holy shitballs. That's right. Howard Lutnick there, the Commerce Secretary from the Trump administration, basically saying they're now going to start putting statistics and basically economic data on the blockchain. I mean, what? It's going to be pretty interesting, isn't it? Now, everybody in the chat, as well as you guys here on TikTok, where do you think, or what chain do you think they are going to use? That's the question you got to ask yourself. What chain is the Trump administration going to put all of this on? I have a very obvious decision, and I think it's a pretty obvious decision. And if it is, and I think it's going to be this chain that I think it's going to be, then strap in, because it's going to end up being a significantly 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗱. Oh, Jesus. Buddha, updates, you wish it's going to Cardano. Not a chance. Chainlink's a good shout, though. Thoughts on Say, brother? Yeah, I don't mind Say. I don't mind it. Waiting on will there be finance to drop? Yeah, 1st September. Could be interesting. Definitely is going to dump, though, at launch. They're using Crow. No, that's Truth Social. You're getting confused. That is Truth Social, not the Trump administration. Crow, interesting. Chainlink. Going to be either Link or XRP. Ooh, XRP would be a good one. Litecoin. Shut up, you choppers. XRPL, Fairground could be a good shout. Yeah, Epic Chain. Maybe. I mean, Curtis, maybe. Please, XRP. I mean, XRP would be insane. My opinion, for its worth, by the way. I mean, I don't really have a particular view of this, but my opinion is I think it will go to Ethereum. And I know you might go, oh, L2, but that's the most obvious thing in the world. But the reality is I think it will go to Ethereum for a number of reasons. Ethereum treasury companies, staking, and everything else. And basically, it is the safer bet. Now, I absolutely think that XRP could be a thing as well. So if we were to get this, basically it's going to skyrocket when they get it, or XRP. I mean, XRP would definitely be way better. I mean, if they announce they're going to actually put all the data for the US on XRPL, that would be crazy. But anyway, David Jones in the house says American Express and XRP. No, MasterCard and American Express. Sorry, MasterCard and XRP. Plus they're buying a ton of ETH. Exactly, yeah. And actually, if you remember, there was some ETH sent to the US government wallet. I mean, it's a bit weird, isn't it? It's like, oh yeah, let's send some ETH to the government wallet, and then 3 days later, they're like, oh, we're going to put loads of stuff on the blockchain. Oh, what a surprise. Howard Lutnick, you massive chopper. Look at Trump. Trump's like, no, yeah, just make sure it's on Ethereum. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So yeah, good news anyway. We'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, it's kind of bullish if you ask me. And yeah, it is obvious in fairness one time. Bitcoin is dying. Important to think about this. I mean, the 4-year cycle might be on its way out, but again, this is kind of important, man. Is ETH, apparently ETH just broke. Oh my God, ETH's skyrocketing, baby. Look at this. Let's go. Love it when altcoins move. Altcoins are so much more fun when they're moving because your portfolios will be absolutely just making it happen right now. But yeah, so look at this. It's kind of interesting when we talked about this yesterday. In fact, the title of my live stream was, "This is the best moment to buy." And equally tonight, you know, this is about basically like, this is going to be the most bull market ever. If it goes to 2026, I have to be mindful and still say I'm slightly bearish on that statement. But, you know, so many times people call BTC dead. You know, so many people are like, oh, it's all over. Sell your bags. We talked about this yesterday. I'm going to discuss a little bit as to long-term holders and why this is going to be such an important metric and why we break it down for you guys so you know. But yeah, super interesting. And then this is almost hilarious to a degree, but get this. We have officially Canary Capital's filed for an S1 with the SEC for the Trump ETF. What? Come on. Institutional capital keeps expanding across altcoins. This is why you get into a place of going, yeah, the altcoin market memes are probably in a world where we just don't even know what this capital is going to look like. It's about to get way crazier than we can, I think, even imagine. So I'm excited about it. By the way, if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, definitely do so if you're here on YouTube. We're nearly 100 people in the live stream right now. So do me a favor, just drop and hit that thumbs up. And you guys on TikTok, by the smashing it to pieces. Look at that, nearly 6,000 likes. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you guys. Timing the market over timing the market. Carl, Ari, you are absolutely 100% right. 100% right. My ETH long just broke 500. Nice, bro. Chainlink excels at providing data infrastructure. I mean, they could go even something crazier like Pendle or something, but we'll see. We will see, by the way. JJ, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to you. As always, yeah, appreciate you guys like smashing up the likes like absolute crazy people. Love it. And just I said to Davo as well, Davo became the latest subscriber of my TikTok channel. And yeah, he got some alpha calls for Thursday. So look out for that, Davo. Go and watch the video. Could be a good one. Never financial advice on this channel. It's only a DYOR. But yeah, that's what you get for $3 a month. Definitely worth it. Right. Hey, Shane, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. XRP is a go-to asset for fast, regulated, and cost-effective settlement in real-world payments. You know what it is. What happened in October when multiple XRP ETFs approved? I mean, literally the market's going to go freaking wild. When October ETF. Can you imagine? Do we still track Trump coin? Oh, we do track Trump coin. Oh, it's only up 4%. All right, no one cares about it then. It's a bit like, whatever. Interesting, though. Interesting. This, I mean, just on this point before I move on, by the way. But yeah. Team Unique, what's going on? How you been? Oh, mate, I've been great. Thank you so much. It is worth noting, by the way, that generally these things are a bit of a kind of token gesture. Nothing really too much crazy. Until you get Fidelity, BlackRock, one of the big boys in there, then things will happen. Until then, probably not worthwhile. And then look at this, by the way. Brad Gallinghouse saying, I was trying to finalize the big Bank of America announcement, but Taylor Swift is getting engaged. And oh my God, I just want to go home and scream in a pillow. For this is everything. I, unfortunately, was one of those people. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I see what you mean with the screen. TikTok. Yeah, that's annoying as hell, isn't it? Hold on a minute. That is actually annoying as hell. Right, so if I do that, it's a little bit weirder for you. But then if I do this, do you guys get that properly now so you can read it? You do. That's what you guys were talking about. Oh my God, I'm such a noob. Right. It's fine. I got you covered. Does it mean yeet's the wrong way around? Oh no, look, everything's right. Oh my God, I'm such a noob. Right, okay. Good news. Anyway, right, move on quickly before it all gets weird. That guy. What's going on, pal? So yeah, look at this. By the way, just FYI, this isn't real. All right, this back someone put fake. Brad never says this. As if Brad Garlinghouse would never be like, oh my God, Taylor Swift's getting engaged. Crazy. Thanks, Big Blaze. Anyway, good news if you ask me. Look at this. Brad Garlinghouse. Taylor Swift is apparently engaged. We wish her well. We wish her well. Right. What does that do for the markets, though? Taylor Swift getting engaged does nothing. We want to see some more aggressive pumping on the markets. 5.3% on Ethereum. What was yesterday's? Yesterday's dump was a bit bigger, actually. So, yeah, we ended up about 8%. So, still, net, 3% over 2 days. That's how you got to work it. Bitcoin looking poised, actually. Looks nice. Looks like you definitely could go into a breakout. Okay. Right. I want to get into this, right? I talked about this yesterday. We sort of discussed it here a little bit on the channel and kind of get into why this is important. So many people will be like, hey, the bull maker. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. The reality is that so many people are going to be like, oh, the market's doing this or the market's doing that or da-da-da-da-da. A friend that had an insider said XDC will hit $5 easy and that can be true. Well, possibly. Can this be true? XDC to $5. I mean, we're never going to give financial advice here on the channel. Worth noting. But XDC, where the hell is it? I thought I had it on the charts. XDC, XLM. Oh, did I delete it? Sorry. XDC. Oh, I do have it. Yeah, where is it? Oh, there. XDC to $5 this cycle. No, they're talking nonsense. They are talking nonsense. That would be like, yeah, they're absolutely talking nonsense, in my opinion. That's like a nearly, what, 100x? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. However, I could be wrong. Just a bloke that talks about crypto on the internet, so don't take my words for everything. Okay. So I want to talk about this, right? Because it's important. This is the long-term holder realized highest profit since 2017. This is long-term holders and what they're doing. We touched on this yesterday, the importance of what was actually happening in the market. And this is why the macro side of the markets are really important. So many people will either tell you that there's like some crazy news that's going to come out. So many people are going to talk about charts. We've been working really, really hard over the course of the last 3 or 4 months to try and bring you some really tangible kind of intel, info, views, whatever you want to call it, right? Aligned to the community. We want to start posting this stuff in our Discord channel as well and sort of trying to give you little alpha calls and all that kind of stuff. Let's keep it moving. Bullmaker, let's do it. So the reality is this is important. So long-term holders realized over 3.27 million BTC in profit, surpassing the 2021 levels. That's fine. Okay, that's what we saw. You saw short sellers losing money. Okay, so short-term holders were dumping their bags as they were fearing the market. They were panicking. Long-term holders are like, oh yeah, I'll just skim a little bit off the top. The take a buy-sell ratio dropped to 0.9, signaling stronger sell pressure and, more importantly, signaling profits. Okay, this is an important measure to think about. Long-term holders are taking some profits, right? Which is fine. And again, you should always take profits in these markets. It's important to understand how markets work, though. You can't just go up in a straight line forever. That doesn't make any sense. But what you have to do is go up in steps. Well, in order to go up in steps, you need people to sell in order for people to buy back in. And that's how it kind of works up. That's exactly what we saw over the last couple of days. Highlighted or maybe, accentuated by the fact that people were freaking out in the market. But I think you saw probably for the first time, really, this bull market cycle was genuine concern that the market was over. I felt it when I was in there, and you kind of sit there and you're like, Brian, hello from Texas, what's going on? You kind of get into a world of going, no, this is like, we're going way higher, like way, way higher. You got to understand what it is. The mark's the second highest realized profit ever, only behind the 2017 cycle, which peaked at 3.93 million BTC. Now, you could argue and say, well, okay, Two-Bit, well, what happens if this was the market cycle top? Well, the reality is that, well, it wasn't, because the peak of 2017 takes us way higher. And argue, you could say the long-term holder realized profit from 2021 was relatively similar. And then you think about everything that's already in the market and how much higher we're going to go. So that's where I get to, and I'd say, well, I don't believe it for a second. The realized profit now has already surpassed 2021 cycle, but we're way over the all-time high. You could argue double is equivalent. And the indicator strong selling activity for longer-term holders even before markets reach peak euphoric level. And that's the reality. Markets don't end bull markets don't end on boring. Man, bull market's coming in strong, you massive legend. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Everyone's going crazy on TikTok tonight. Thank you so much. Bull markets don't end on boring, nondescript hype. It's not like everyone was like, oh yeah, well, everyone just started selling and that was the end of the market. No. Markets end on crazy euphoria when everybody thinks the market's programmed, and you'll start seeing people being like, we're going to 1 million this cycle, we're going to 500,000 this cycle, everything's going to go crazy. The 4-year cycle's out the window and the 5-year cycle is what it's all about. That is where markets top. Markets top when those getting in get absolutely snowbombed at the top because they think the market's going to go way higher. That's when you have to think to yourself, right, did I call this like a legend? Or am I simply being trapped in everyone else's euphoric hype? That's the reality of this. So the fact that we see long-term holders taking a bit of profit, that's fine. You guys right now, those of you who've been with this channel for a number of years, are long-term holders in this market. You should be taking profits. There's nothing wrong with it. For example, if ETH decides it's going to run tonight, break $5,000, why don't you just take a little bit off the table? It will come back again. We'll retest some lower lows. Important to reference. Anyway, short-term holders still maintain modest profits, but recent buys are realizing losses with profitability down by 1.6, suggesting ongoing capitulation among new investors consistent with late cycle distribution phases, which again is exactly where we are. No one's in that world, I don't believe anyway, that are like, oh no, bull market's just started. Like the bull market started, freaking year ago, whatever it was. We have just started the altcoin season, though. We started that on Friday. I told you guys we were. So again, this is kind of important to think about, and more often than not, the markets will just keep going when people don't think it will. Because the reality is that people will ultimately think that the market's done and it will go way higher. Look at the previous 2021, 2017, when you look at the similar like the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. everybody thought that it was going to freaking zero. The reality is that it didn't. It kept going higher and higher and higher. And that, I think, is exactly what's going to happen this time as well. So I think it's worth noting. I think it's definitely worth keeping on the agenda, because certainly if you believe the hype, we are going way, way higher, just in my opinion, as to where we are. So I definitely think it's worthwhile sticking around. Right, some other news I think is worthwhile. Avalanche, Grayscale files for an AVAX ETF on the NASDAQ. Again, not only did we get this news coming out of AVAX as well, they actually have built some strategic partnerships today. And AVAX has been one of those coins that we've sort of talked about here for a while, saying, hey, look, if you're looking for an undervalued coin, just in my opinion, by the way, I don't necessarily think it would be bad news, but the AVAX Digital Asset Treasury is officially coming as well, which, again, is pretty freaking bullish, if you ask me. Lots of good news coming. And the reality is we saw the Solana one, BNB. But look at this. While many treasury strategies in the market are narrowly focused on the blue chips of Bitcoin, the crypto company's treasury goes further by focusing on emerging digital assets with strategic value. That's why we included Avalanche as the next generation crypto uniquely positioned for enterprise, decentralized finance, and real-world asset tokenization. We've been talking about that for a while. Kim, do you think it will dip again? Yes, absolutely 100%. Will this market dip again? 100%. Of course it will. If you believe some of the people, you're like, oh, 93K CME gap. I can't wait till we don't hit that, by the way. And I'm going to be like, told you guys. Do you think Root Network and Flare and VChain will hit $1? I don't know too much about that, but I don't know too much about those specific coins. But stick around. We'll definitely take a look at it. We'll definitely take a look. Rolling Dice, thank you so much for the roses. Appreciate it, buddy. What's your favorite coin, 2-bit? I mean, I've got to be honest, right? I'm super boring, but if I'm just going traditional, I'm going, yeah, do you know what? I'm a big ETH believer, but equally, Solana, AVAX, XRP. I really like Sui, in fairness. And then there's a couple of other coins. If you haven't caught my 10x altcoins for September video that I launched on YouTube, you should definitely go and take a look at that. There's some absolutely epic coins in there that I think are going to be some big movers in the AI sector as well. None of it was a paid promotional video, just my thoughts and opinions. Highly recommend checking it out. DOT, yeah, there's some pretty big news coming out of DOT today as well, which is kind of crazy. So anyway, good news for this, by the way. Right, rumors are now swirling, get this, for a partnership between Apple and Ripple. No one had noticed this detail until today. The claim is that Ripple-related subdomain was created from Apple's official domain, has brought about speculation. I mean, it isn't the wildest thing in the world if we think about it, is it? It isn't the wildest thing if you think about it. According to subdomain tracker Bark, Apple has created a new subdomain called ripple.apple.com. Now, I don't know how true this is. I don't know if this is going to end up being some sort of weird scam that we can check. It goes there, it's like, thank you for clicking the link. Your wallet has now been emptied. Ah, shit. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? But this takes you to here, look. Apple Connect. Allegedly, if you go to this specific website, now I don't know how true this is going to be, but this would be kind of crazy to think about. The development led speculation that tech giant is planning a possible integration with the Ripple XRP ecosystem. That would be freaking wild. Imagine. Whether it's true or not, I'm not really too sure, but that would be pretty crazy. Tron, Sui and Tron need to be watched. I mean, Sui, definitely. We talked about Tron yesterday. Their whole ecosystem is freaking crazy. When you actually look at what backs up the Tron ecosystem, it's wild. They've got more money than they know what to do with. But yeah, it's a proper grinder coin, is Tron. That'll just keep going up forever, I think, personally, but not like crazy numbers. I'm sure XRP has partnership with Apple and Android. That wouldn't surprise me. Apple's in trouble. Why would he partner with them? Apple's in trouble. Why do you think Apple's in trouble? They just invested $600 billion into the US. Dips are coming. Joe, get out of here. Get out of here. Until now, Apple and Ripple haven't announced any major partnerships. They're currently no further details in the development. Accessing the site doesn't reveal any specific pages. Worth noting, again, keep your eyes on the prize. Right, something we haven't really discussed on, which I think is going to be worthwhile, but Fed issues a hot statement on member Cook, who was fired by Trump today. I didn't think he could fire him. I'm just going to be honest here. I actually didn't think he could fire. I want to buy the dip again. Kim, we are technically still in a little dip, I think. But yeah, dips are fun, aren't they? They're like, buy the dip, market goes back up. Hey, we're all great. Eventually, though, there will be a dip that ends the market cycle, but I don't think it's yet. But anyway, Fed officially made a statement regarding the decision and impeached Donald Trump, which is allegedly for political reasons. Let's read it. It says here, under Federal Reserve Act, Congress clearly provides the members of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors serve long fixed terms and can only be removed by the president for good cause. Board members' long terms and protections from dismissal are critical safeguards that ensure monetary policy decisions are based on data, economic analysis, and long-term interest in the American people. I don't think that can be true, and I think this kind of doesn't really hold any weight whatsoever. And they can say this. The reality is they're liars, just in my view. The Fed will continue to fulfill its duties in accordance with the law. Governor Cook, though, his personal attorney stated that he will immediately file a lawsuit against the action. As always, the Fed will comply with court orders. Very interesting. All to do with residents. I don't believe, by the way, I actually don't believe that that he can remove her. There'll have to be something pretty solid to do it. It'd be kind of wild if they just did it and did it. Yeah, mortgage, but it is mortgage fraud, but it's kind of not, isn't it? It's something to do with, and I know a little bit about it, but I haven't really read too much into it. But isn't it to do with the residence of housing or something? Like basically, it's through Fannie and Freddie Mac, and I believe, and again, don't quote me if I'm wrong on this, because don't quote me if I'm wrong, but tell me I am. I believe that the amount of time they've got spending the primary residence or residence is not, it's not a year or something. It's like a shortened term, basically. So yeah, so basically that's what she's done. The debate, and I guess this is probably where they've got to, is I bet she hasn't hit that term, because why would they go after it if that's literally in legislation, or it's in to do it, but yeah, being do it. What about Trump's new coin? Will it be financed? Yeah, we'll see what that, September 1st. You can only have one. I mean, look, you guys know way more than I do. Like, I'm definitely not in the US, but I think that was where the hinge was. And I think that's why they've gone after her for mortgage fraud. Because, yeah, she's basically claimed a primary residence in, is it like Massachusetts or something, while being an official in New York? Is that right? I can't remember. We'll have a look at it. She spots a meme coin 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗀. Cat in the dog's rolling the same change. It only has BB spent $158,000 if it's $1. No, that's true. Please check Root Network. Okay, we will do. She bought the property within 2 weeks. Really? Oh, well, yeah. Get her out. She voted as well not to cut rates. Are you bullish on Veracity? Probably not so much this time, actually. We were bullish on it before, but yeah, probably not so much. JR, what's going on? Welcome. Good to see you. Dry aged like a cheese. Nice. Okay. So yeah, worthwhile noting, worthwhile keeping an eye on how this one plays through. I don't think it makes the biggest deal in the world. Let's just really quickly take a look at the Fed decision rates. Not that I think it will change anything. I don't think her leaving is a big deal, by the way. Now we're at 3 weeks until the Fed. Watch. Rate cuts, baby. Back above to 90%. Let's go. Market's moving on that news, which is great as well. So positive. And then look, finally, we talked about this. I haven't got any final news. Holy shit. We've done we're pretty much on track, actually. We're pretty much on track. So yeah, good news. Right. Let's keep an eye on what's going on in the altcoin markets. Looks like the alt's taking a little bit of a dimperina, but it's fine. It's fine. She listed them both properties as primary residence, maximizing her tax advantage. Right. That's wild. That is freaking wild. Send her to prison. Send her to prison. Man, they're all at it. I saw there was something with Adam Schiff as well, which is kind of wild. So, right. Doge is bullish. Fight for fake. Yeah, Doge was looking pretty good, actually. Where's Doge at right now? Let's set the memes. Here it is. Doge at about 4.2%. I mean, look at Pump. What the hell is this? Have you guys seen that before? Why does the little dog come out? How do you do that? I love that. Hey, is Mt. Gox having a payback by October 2025? I don't know, actually. I don't know. Thanks for the cat. Timari, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I love the fact that it says you're awesome. Thank you, man. Right. The Lisa Cook thing. Okay, I just got a little bit more on this. So, in August 2021, why is it big deal? Usually people at the Fed can only be fired. Okay, we said that. Blah, 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 blah. Lied about homes and mortgage applications, and she fired her. Is that the same that's going on with it? Is it Letitia James or something? Lisa said that's not allowed, and she will fight out in court. So say that's a big deal because the Fed is supposed to be independent and not controlled by the president. Okay. Move on. Have you talked about the Crow partnership with Trump Media? Not yet. We're going to get to that in just a second. ETH is up 5%. Nice. And Pelosi's on that list. Yeah, I can't believe Pelosi's gone quiet, and so is she, by the way. Because she doesn't want to get sacked, basically. But yeah, Trump Media, we sort of touched on this right at the very start of the show. But yeah, Trump Media, Crypto.com launched new crypto treasury firm via SPAC deal. Now, if you remember when we were talking about Crow, and we said, didn't we, like Crypto.com, they're pretty good at kind of marketing their platform like crazy people. So this is kind of exactly what they do well. Remember the last year they, bloody named a stadium or whatever it was. But yeah, Trump Media strikes a deal with Yorkville SPAC to form a new crypto venture, and the Crow strategy mirrors Strategy's Bitcoin approach. So this is basically going to buy Crow, which is going to be pretty interesting. What happened with Kanye's coin? He's claimed that his Instagram got hacked. Shut the hell up, Kanye. You absolute massive chopper. You totally rugged everyone. Yeah. So yeah, look, that's pretty bullish news if you ask me. Pretty bullish news for sure. And then, yeah, the Kanye thing is basically saying, yeah, his Instagram was hacked and, yeah, basically it got scammed. Look, Kanye West meme coin down 81% from peak as rapper says Instagram hacked for scam. Get out of here, Kanye. Not a chance. I don't believe a single word he is saying. I think that's all lies. All lies, just in my opinion. The fact that Hayden Daniels, or whatever he's called, you know, got another 12 million out of it. Load of insiders got out of it. I actually tweeted about this. This is all you need to know about celebrity coins, right? If you are that person that FOMOs into these coins, understand you're not only against everyone else, you are basically against a rigged game, like against a rigged game. So it's not even worth it. That's just my opinion, by the way. I mean, people can do the one. I don't really bothered, but it's definitely fixed. Where is this tweet I put out? I can't remember where I put it out now. Where is it? Maybe it was a reply that I did. We talked about basically the number of wallets that actually made anything on the Kanye coin, and it's just a massive scam, like literally a massive freaking scam. Not worth it in the slightest. Yeah, I can't find it. Anyway, 420. What's going on? I mean, there's a debate about this Ronaldo coin, which again, look, if you guys want to go do it, go do what you want. That's entirely up to you. But I'm pretty sure you end up getting wrecked. That's pretty much what happened. So yeah, here it is. Right. Here we go. So look at this. So this is the Kanye coin. Did I hear something about CR7 coin that wasn't linked to Ronaldo and rugged it? Yeah, I mean, basically, there's like loads of scams coming out. But look at this. 56,050 wallets basically traded the Kanye coin. 14,957 lost up to $500. 1273 lost between 5 and 1,000. 1878 lost 1,000 to 5,000. 429 lost up to 10K. That's like a fly. What's doing here? 523 lost up to 100K. 64 wallets lost up to $1 million, and one wallet lost more than $1 million. Meanwhile, 5 wallets made $1 million. I mean, think about that. Think about how bad those odds are. That is absolutely freaking crazy. Crazy to think about. Like, I mean, look at this. Only buyers, only sellers. You can see here how many wallets made a profit. Look at this. So a couple of, 1,000 made, but look at this. Over 15,000 lost. It's just insane. That's why you shouldn't trade stupid celebrity crap coins, because basically it all ends badly. Who puts $1 million in something like that? Yeah, crazy people with way more money than they definitely should have, in my opinion. What's the news that Trump and America are holding the FIFA World Cup, that crypto.com are going to be all over the advertisements? I mean, that would be wild if they were. That would be wild. There's a DDoS starting at Mt. Gox. Wait for the Taylor Swift got engaged rug pull coin. Yeah, I mean, if you are putting $1 million into a meme coin, don't forget though, here's the crazy thing, right? The trouble you had is so many people made money on the Trump coin, right? Let's just call it as it is. Loads of people did some big money on the Trump coin. Everyone thinks they're going to do the same. That's why Melania did the same. That's why like all of these other kind of shit coins came out on the back of it. Like, yeah, the best thing is simply not to buy stupid meme coins that are run by celebrities. Not worth it, right? There's way better coins out there that will do way better returns if you trade them correctly. I mean, it's like giving money away. I'm open to buy it. Yeah, I mean, that's true. That is true as well. Where's the 2-bit coin? Never coming, baby. Never coming. If I had $1 million, I wouldn't put it in crypto. I mean, that's true as well. That's true as well. I don't think I would, in fairness. Right. Anyway, right. We can do your charts, your coins, anything you guys are into, anything you guys have invested in. Let me know. We could bring it up on the screen. We'll take a look at the DeFi world as well, which, by the way, hasn't been great, actually. It's been getting a bit smashed arena today. But look, I'm sure that there is more upside potentially coming. If you're bullish enough, that's all I'll say. If you are freaking bullish enough, then you're going to be fine. If you're not bullish enough, then you're not going to be fine. Right. Okay, cool. Cool. Right. It's good. 60 wallets. Mandaline Trump. What the hell? Buy order on Zebek. I mean, Zebek is like, it's like the alternate coin. It dumps and the market pumps. So I've got 2 lines on my chart. If I was looking to get into it, not financial advice, by the way, I'm not telling you what it is. I'd be probably at 2 points, really. I'd be at the 204,486 range, which is the 50-day exponential moving average. If you wanted to say, well, maybe it dips a little bit lower, you could argue 4.3. But I think at that 4.481 range, you're probably not bad. You're probably not bad. If you wanted to ladder in, you could probably even set one at 4.5. But again, depending on where we get to. But that 50-day exponential moving average, by the way, at 4.476 could be pretty interesting. Could be interesting. Right. DeFi, I don't know if you guys have got anything on here you want to take a look at. Some people obviously have more money than sense. That's true. That's true. I definitely would invest in something other than celebrity meme coins. Yeah. David, no dramas. No dramas. Hey, shout out to you guys on TikTok, by the way. Nearly breaking 20,000 likes. Love it. Love it. And yeah, appreciate to the fam here on YouTube as well. Always appreciate you guys. Nearly 100 people still in the stream. So again, if you want to just give it a thumbs up, if you're enjoying the content, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Right. Anyway, if you guys have got something you want to take a look at, then do it. It was Callum. It was a fake. It was a fake, mate. You know, loads. Oh, Root Network. Yeah, I did say I would look at that. Well reminded me. It's a test to make sure that you're actually still here. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Here's the most epic watch list you've ever seen in your entire life. Go check that video out. Definitely worthwhile. Root Network. Have we looked at this before? I'd rather invest in my X than the 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗰𝗵𝗲𝗀. That's probably not a bad shout. Mononoke for live. Shut up, Bits Plays. Shut up, Bits Plays. Wait for the Ainsley Harriet coin. He's a celebrity. I mean, that's true. Right. The Root Network looks awful. $1.93 million in volume, 11 million market cap. It is basically down 97.50%. It's down in the last 7 days. It's up on the today, 1%. In the month, it's down 16%. I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole, personally. And I'll tell you why I won't touch it with a barge pole. It is doing $50,000 on Bybit. The most it's doing is on HTX Global, which is about $1 million, which is a Hong Kong-based exchange, which basically means that people in Asia are buying this coin and no one else. So I literally wouldn't touch that with a barge pole. Just my opinion. Now, I don't know what they've got. You might tell me they're going to change the world and they're going to bring something else and they're going to solve peace and all the rest of it. But if I take it from a technical standpoint and an exchange standpoint, it's a complete load of crap and I wouldn't buy it. So yeah, 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗀𝗃. Yeah, not the. I mean, I don't really know how they've kind of cocked the launch up, to be honest. I mean, it's 11.34K market cap. Does not look like the most bullish thing in the world. However, I am not in a world of, you know, not being too like critical right now. Super early stage on base chain. You know, it's still in 16K volume. I think what they need to do is get this kind of moving. What I would say though, and this is where I think they've probably got it wrong, is that they've launched with liquidity and they've put pretty much all the token supply into the liquidity, which is kind of crazy when you do it right at the very start. Because basically what happens is exactly what's happened with this coin, which is loads of people buy a load of supply and then dump it later on. So for example, $200 sold 800, 300 sold 700, 500 sold 800. So what you end up doing then is loads of people buy in super, super early and then basically dump on you when it gets to like a 2x. And bear in mind, 2x is like 10K or something like crazy like that. So yeah, not the greatest play in the world, but it is only day 1.5. So I'm going to give them a little bit more time, see what they're up to. And, you know, it'll either do something or it won't. I guess that's where I'm at with that. So yeah, not the craziest ones. Blue Morty has a crazy Twitter following and a few infants do videos. Yeah, look, I think, you know, a couple of things like that, it'll soon start to move. My opinion. Mew. Is that what you just asked for? Oh no, I'm not. I'm Curtis, I'm definitely looking at that. Have we looked at Mew before? Maybe we've looked at Mew before. The cat in the dog's world. Oh no, we haven't done this one. We did. What's the other one called? That looks way similar. Is it Manaki or something like that? Maybe. I feel like that might be it. Anyway, right. What about this one? Let's have a look. $257 million market cap. Looks pretty bullish. $750,000 in volume is decent. Gemini need to bring their XRP card to the UK. Yes, they do. Now, I mean, it's definitely not a long-term hold, is it? Definitely not a long-term hold, I don't think, on this one. Still, looks optimistic. You might be able to grab this at a good rate. Maybe, maybe not. Worth noting as this kind of plays through. Certainly might be worthwhile dialing in as well. Will Flare and VeChain hit 50 cents to $1? I just don't know enough about them, really, to be honest. I know that some people are super crazy on VeChain's at what? 2 cents? 10x. Gets it to 20. So 50x VeChain. I think that's a difficult push, personally. It's only doing 2 million. Oh no, what the hell am I looking at? Oh yeah, sorry, no. Yeah, look, I'm not saying it's out of the possibility, but I think it's a difficult one. Mike, the smash of the like button as well. XRP going to the moon. Let's send it, baby. Yeah, let's send it. Let's stick in Alt's having a little bit of a cool off, no dramas. Lightchain AI portrayed as an AI plus blockchain hybrid promising potential 1,000 gains by 2026. Nice. I like it. I like it. Sweat coin, please. Let's take a look. Fairground's favorite coin. I don't know if it's Fairground's favorite coin, actually, but is it still going, Sweat coin? Oh, it is. Look at this. Look at this. It is up 4% on the day. $15 million market cap. I mean, it's trending down, which probably isn't the greatest thing in the world, but what are we on here? I don't know what it defaults to. Let's do the daily candles. Okay. I mean, if they had some sort of crazy partnership, like, oh, Sweatcoin announced partnership with Gymshark or something, then it's probably going to do something crazy. Right now, though, it's never been this low ever. So, and I get why. You know, I get the fact that people are going to be doing it. It's one of those, isn't it? You know, you get a fitness boom. I bet it does well in January. I bet start of the year, Sweatcoin does well in January. But if you're in it for free, then, you know, whatever. HBAR still my favorite at the moment. See huge potential. Yeah, absolutely. Crypto Watcher, thanks for that. You're a massive legend. Appreciate it. And the one, thank you for the follow. HBAR, yeah, I talked about HBAR. There's some pretty big things coming for HBAR, you know. Talked about this the other day. It's at 22 cents. Look at this resistance line. Look at this fucking line that we drew. Look at this perfect. I mean, Jesus Christ. Look how good our TA's been. I mean, we've literally nailed it. Nailed it over the course of this last week. But yeah, HBAR, definitely think it. I'm going to start doing a little bit more content on HBAR because you guys seem to love it. So, but yeah, it looks pretty good in fairness. Looks pretty good. I think there's loads of stuff coming with HBAR as well. They're pumping money into that project like you wouldn't believe. I mean, really starting to accelerate their growth plan. They're starting to accelerate their DeFi space. Like, yeah, definitely going to be very, very, very interesting to watch. You've got like crazy shit on like referrals on wallets and rewards on wallets. And yeah, everyone's going crazy on HBAR, I think. But I think they'll all do well. HBAR, XLM, Algo, XRP, I think they're all going to do very, very well. You only have to look at the technicals, and they all look pretty prime for a big move, in my opinion, as well. So, yeah. Mike, I hope you don't have an office. What? IO to build for AI agents and Weave plugin, PLI, next chain link, AZ error, Z killing. There's just a list of a lot of coins, isn't there? Tonic from Cronus. Man, is Tonic still moving? I think I still have some of that somewhere. Is it called Tectonic? Yeah. Man, it's up 30 freaking %. Oh, yeah, Crow's pumped today, hasn't it? I think I literally still have this somewhere, but I have no idea where. I mean, it's still down, isn't it? Like, I probably have about 3 cents of it. But anyway, who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? At the price of who's on the council, it's crazy underrated. That's true. Zeta. That's definitely not something we've looked at recently. As in Zeta chain. Is that the one, yeah? Holmes, have we talked about this before? Zeta chain. I feel like this might be something you've brought to the party. Maybe not. $185 million market cap, 43 million volume. It is all downhill, though, so I don't know what they've got coming, but up 7% on the day, which is kind of nice. Up on the week, again, after a dip down, though, to the 17 range. Down on the month and down significantly on the year as well. All-time high was 19 cents. No, it wasn't. It was $2.85, so... Yeah, not sure. I mean, look, again... It's hard to kind of be like dismissive of certain coins and be like, oh, they're all going to go to freaking zero, because the reality is that, well, if they get some really solid news, then they could make a move, but equally it's hard to kind of get into that place where they maybe would. Gathering Zeta chain. Love it. Don't you dare associate my name with that. Sorry, Holmes. Sorry. Is there any news on Bonk doing anything special? Not really, but their whole DeFi ecosystem still doing very, very well as well. So yeah, I wouldn't sleep on Bonk. I mean, depends what price you bought it at, though, Craig. That's all I'd say. That's all I'll say. Depends what. Depends what price you bought it at. But just an example. I mean, it's not the craziest number. Look, 1.4 million locked up on the Bonk swap, which is interesting. Look at this. 44 million staked staked Solana there as well, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, I was hoping to kind of get some of the revenue. Oh, here we are. Look, BonkBot revenue. 7.9 million a year from BonkBot. Jesus Christ. Currently looking to do 1.71 million in Q3 2025. That's pretty crazy, you know. That's pretty crazy to think of where it came. Look at this. Look. I mean, it's down a little bit. So Q4 2023, 4 million. Q4 of 2024 was 18 million. So yeah, so you'd argue the Bonk swap is down, but that's why Pump swap or Pump Fund's going crazy right now. Pump Fund here, look, up 11%. Still, do you know what? It's holding up, isn't it? You know, I'm not going to hate on it too much. It is holding up. you know, we could definitely start to see that maybe start to push to the upside again. But yeah, keep an eye on it. In my opinion, these are the ones to keep an eye on. XLM needs to break back above that 3.9 range, which is the lower 236 Fibonacci. Keep your eye on that one. And XRP back above 3 looks pretty bullish as well. Bonk is just riding on its name. Yeah, I mean, true. I mean, where Bonk went crazy was obviously where it had the whole, where it outpaced Pump Fun with launching it. Alvin, thank you so much for the $6.99. I appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. What are your thoughts on Fuzzy B? I don't even know what that is. High stake and APY utility plus meme plus governance. LBL, Brett. What the hell is that? Bits Players. Man, Bits Players is like in the trenches right now. He's in the freaking trenches making it happen. Good news, anyway. Good news. Right. Yeah. XRP, we need to keep an eye out for sure. I think we're going to get some nice moves on this. Definitely. Definitely. You all know my thoughts on things like Fuzzy Bear. Is it like a meme coin? Fuzzy Bear. Fuzzy Bear. This one? Liquidity? It must be this one, I'm guessing, is it? On XRP, yeah? $15.8 million market cap. I mean, it's up, but it's on its way down. So I would be very cautious. Although volatility is pretty low on this one, but yeah. Hopefully XRP closes above $3. Yeah, I think we should be okay. Unless we get some of the spooks the market, I think we'll close above 3, which is fine. So yeah. Yeah, good news. We talked about Pengu yesterday as well, by the way. If you haven't already subscribed to my new meme coin channel, link in the description. Go and sign up to that. Definitely worth it. Hey, mate, where do I keep cryptos that aren't supported on my ledger? What cryptos are there? Are they like ERC20 tokens, Solana tokens? You're going to have to keep them in a DeFi wallet. It just depends how much money you've got on them, I guess. But Ledger does support a lot of tokens. Yeah, Rolling Dice, thanks for the follow and thanks for the rose. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, my man. Yeah, let me know. I'm not sure because Ledger supports loads. So it's like if they're like Ethereum-based tokens, Ledger's fine for that. Even down to like things like Jasmine and stuff. Cookie DAO. I don't know what is Cookie. I don't know what it is. Let's have a look. Let's try and answer it live for you on the show right now. Cookie DAO. Is it this one? Is it this one? It's on BNB. Is this right? Cookie Fun. Am I in the right thing here? Or am I looking at something different? Because if it's on BNB, I'm pretty sure that you can have BNB on Ledger. I'm sure you can. Cookie DAO. Yeah, it's the right thing. So it's BNB. I'm sure you can just have that. I'm sure Ledger's BNB. I'm sure it is. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Yeah, you can secure BNB tokens on there. Yeah, you can definitely do BNB tokens. I literally have, hold on a minute. I literally have my Ledger here that I can, it's not connected to my actual wallet, but I can just see it. My Ledger doesn't support it. I sent some and didn't receive it. Did you definitely send it to the right address? So you have to activate the BNB account in there. Do you know that? So you actually literally have to go in and activate a asset allocation for BNB. I'm sure you do. I'm literally in mine now. So if I was to say accounts, add account, and then I want to add BNB. So I add Binance Smart Chain. I think that's how you do. I would definitely look into it, but I'm sure. Yeah, Cookie DAO. I can literally. Oh, it's on Base, Ethereum. Yeah, there we are. Cookie on Binance Smart Chain. I can literally see it there. Cookie is a BEP20 token. You receive the tokens directly on an Binance Smart Chain account. Add Binance Smart Chain. So have you added Binance Smart Chain in your ledger? You need to make sure you've added it as an actual account. If you haven't added it for an account, you won't see it. But equally, you can go to bscscan.com and have a look, and you should be able to see the transaction going through there. Ledger Live does not list Cookie DAO as a supported asset. It's not in the ledger. I'm literally looking on the ledger thing. It's ledger. I'm in Ledger Live looking at it. Are you sure? I mean, look, I'm not telling you that it works, but I'm literally looking at my Ledger Live and it brings up Cookie DAO. Director of natively supported crypto assets. Ledger support, Binance. This article will show you how to create your first Binance Smart Chain BNB account and manage BNB and BEP20 tokens with your Ledger One or your Ledger device and Ledger Live. Is 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲 a BEP20 token? Yeah, it's on BSC scan. Okay. I've tried, it doesn't work. I've lost them. Okay, well, if it's not working, then I would keep it in a... You can keep it on MetaMask. I think that would be a BNB wallet. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, though. It's definitely a BEP20 account. Anyway. It is great. Yeah, I think so. Could hardly fit food, but what is all I talk about? Yeah, I think so. Is MetaMask safe? Look, if you're going to start putting like $500,000 on MetaMask, then probably not. What I would say is mainly people get hacked on MetaMask because their computers get hacked. I don't believe the wallet specifically gets hacked. But again, it's important just not to keep all of it on there. It depends what you've got. Like, if you've got like $100,000, then, you know. What do I think Grow could hit? I mean, man, we were debating $1, but I mean, that probably feels like that's pretty much dialed in, really. If you argue that, you know, the Trump social is going big. What do I think of Tron? I talked about that. Tales of a talked about Tron. Just a grindy coin that'll just keep grinding up. Their ecosystem's crazy. You got 10K 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗲𝗃. I mean, where else would you put it? I just can't believe that doesn't work on Ledger. I mean, the only other place you could put it, well, I don't know. I don't. Someone. What's a good BNB wallet? I don't know. You should definitely be able to have this in on base scan. Oh, it's on. Oh, yeah, BNB. There we are. Yeah, you can get it on a Binance Web3 wallet. I think that's a DeFi wallet, isn't it? Basically, you need it on a non-custodial wallet. I don't know if Trezor BNB tokens, do they support that? Trezor natively supports BNB and BEP20 tokens. Trezor does apparently, so you can maybe get a Trezor wallet. Not financial advice, by the way. SafePal. Oh, there we are. Look, Crackerjack says SafePal and Tangam both support it. Might be worth looking at it. I bought many cryptos that don't support Ledger. It's so annoying. Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest. I have a lot of my speculations, if you like, ERC20, BNB, BEP20, all that is all a MetaMask, in fairness. I have like a MetaMask on my computer. I have a MetaMask on my laptop. I have a MetaMask on my phone. Like, just have like wallets on different devices and then just kind of spread it across. I can see now why 2-Bit made and those TikTok, they actually ask crypto questions. Yeah, exactly, Upper Joe. Exactly. Weird to try and help people. That's what the channel's all about. I'll tell you what, though. We've literally flown through. I can't believe we've been live an hour now. It's crazy. Do you use MetaMask? Have you any issues? Never had any issues with it. Never, ever. The only issue I've ever had with MetaMask is me doing it. I've never had any problems with it. It's like Phantom Wallet. I've never really had any problems with that either. It's all been fine. So, again, I would highly just, you know, look into it. Make sure you're comfortable with it. Make sure you're fully, you know, versed on using it. Make sure you store your seed phrases, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Sitecoin says, 2-Bit, what's happening with BTC? Why is it dropping? It's not. It's up 1.11% today. Do you mean just why did it drop over the course of the last couple of days? The reality is it dropped, Alvin, because we saw 24,000 Bitcoin sell off, which are pretty crazy. And then it just spooked the markets. I think that's an honest opinion. Should I leave my crypto on Coinbase? Look, my opinion of exchanges is definitely not the same as... I know loads of people like say you should get off exchanges at every single cost. I'm not that way. However, if you were going to put it on an exchange, Coinbase and Binance would probably be the ones I would choose. The only thing to understand with that, though, is that they potentially will disclose that, you know, so for example, here in the UK, come the 1st of January, exchanges are basically going to tell the UK government how much crypto you have, what profit you've made on it, so that you pay more tax. So again, that is the downside risk. My view, by the way, and I did a video talking about this on my YouTube channel. My view is by January 2026, I will be fully off exchanges and fully into DeFi, and I'm just gonna have to find a way of which I can on and off ramp cryptocurrency. But I'm gonna keep you and take you along with me as well because it's important. Do you have issues with bank deposits to crypto? Kind of. In the UK, Monzo is what I use, and I've never really had any problems with that. Never really had. Zach, hope you get it sorted, my man. And yeah, appreciate it. Again, just go and learn all and as much as you can. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Manu and Eve, I guarantee you this. SHIB team is attached to it, and it will do billions. Manu, I'm down to have a look at it. Manu, oh, there we are. It's up 14% today. $17 million market. Oh, I saw this. I think I saw this at like, yeah, I definitely saw this over here somewhere. Man, it's really annoying when you miss projects that are like crazy. Steve, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Don't be afraid to ask questions just like Mr. Holmes. Thanks, Stream Elements, you legend. 28,000 holders. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm literally looking at it right now. Look at this. Look at this, Steve. Oh, there you go, Steve. There it is. Look. Manu. Trending currently the 18th best coin, or certainly the most traded coin right now on DEX. I'm having issues, so using Skrill at the moment. Nice. MetaMask supports every ERC20, BEP20, AVAX, base chain. It supports a lot, bro. Yeah. I think even Solana now, so yeah. Nice. One of Mario Nafal. Nice. I bet that cost a couple of quid. I mean, look, if they've got a big catalyst coming, then, you know, rock and roll. 500,000 volumes. Decent volume. 500,000. Can't argue with that. Cannot argue with that. You know, if you've got volume, then you've got everything. That's my opinion. If you ain't got volume, though, you ain't got nothing. Do you get sick of answering the same shit every day? No, not really. You got to understand, like, this is just fun. I love, like, just sitting, chilling, talking about things. Great. Great. I like it even more when people smash up the like button to a brand new all-time high, but, you know, keep up to date on that UK government thing too a bit. I'm in the UK as well. So, yeah, definitely. Just make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's going to be where it all is. Or just keep turning up to these live streams. We'll walk and talk through it. Equally, I'm going to walk you... I'll have a video that talks through exactly what I'm doing with my cryptocurrency, even down to probably closing exchange accounts to make sure that I'm all in on DeFi. Now, just FYI, the caveat is you should pay taxes, all right? Let's just be clear about that. But at the same time... it is important that you pay the right tax. And, you know, I want to make sure that the tax is paid upon my decision-making and correct, as opposed to a exchange telling the government what I should be paying. So, yeah. We'll definitely keep you posted. XRP got, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Mango guaranteed to go to billions. There you go. Look, see, even Holmes is bullish on it. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Right, excuse me, I'm going to yawn. Oh! Disc Jockey Andy. I wonder what that guy does. What a legend. What a legend. Right. Anyway, right. There we go. Look, we're at now a minute past 10. Holy crap. I genuinely have no idea where this time's gone. Like, I really have no idea where the last hour has just absolutely flown by. You guys are keeping it fresh, though, on YouTube, so I appreciate it. Likewise, loving the vibe right now on TikTok. Nearly 25,000 likes. So, yeah, we appreciate that for sure. We appreciate that. Right. Don't really say anything else. Like, we're kind of there, aren't we? We're pretty much done. So I bet they'll eventually do something with tax before you even sold it. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of going to tax you on unrealized gains, which is insane. But yeah, if you start getting taxed on unrealized gains, that's when you're like, what the? Because like, this is the craziest thing in the world, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, what's interesting is you've got the US that was kind of in that place that's now gone the complete opposite and pivoted the other way, and the UK government for some reason is like completely not doing the same. You know, just not doing the same, unfortunately. So, hey ho, hey, ba 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 da ba da, hey, ba ba da na na na. Up and move to America, it seems. Well, I mean, if you're going to go to anywhere, Belarus would be good. Paraguay, 0% tax on capital gains, which is good news. UAE, albeit you have to be there for a certain amount of time before you do it. Again, I've got a full video on my YouTube channel if you're interested in that. Casey, what call would you use? Ledger, but I probably need to get a new one. Maybe that's a new video I do. Who wants to do that? Who wants to do a freaking unboxing video? Let's do it, baby. With unrealized gains also comes unrealized losses. Go. Yeah, I mean, that's true. But yeah, I have a Ledger Nano S at the minute, but I probably need to upgrade it to a Ledger X, maybe something like that. Is Tangam any good? Yeah, I think some people like Tangam. Treasure is again another good one as well. So Alvin says, "Can we do no more French marble race?" I mean, maybe not tonight because it's 10:05 for me. But Alvin, I need to message you actually because I've been offered a minor basically, and it just won't work in my. Like, it just won't work here. Like, I can't make the power work, unfortunately. So, but yeah. Anyway, do it 2-bit. Need another wallet. See if I can get one. Just see if I can get one. But like, hey guys, like, you want to send me a wallet, which is kind of crazy. That's what I have anyway. Yeah, Tangam's. I think Tangam's pretty good. Yeah, I think a lot of people are bullish on Tangam. So yeah, it's fine. It is fine. Right, everybody. Don't forget. Here's all my social links that you can check out on the bottom. Bullish. And yeah, as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. We're out of here. We're going to be back tomorrow night, as always, 4 p.m. Eastern, keeping you dialed into the market. Look out for some content coming live here on TikTok, and also don't forget on my YouTube channel as well. So we got some more news, some very bullish stuff to talk about when it comes to the market, keeping you dialed in, and more importantly, why this week is going to be good news. Could we even see a 112 break by the end? Quite possibly. And if you want to support my work here, don't forget, all we ask is you hit the like and subscribe button. We've got a free Discord channel that you can join. And if you are a massive legend on TikTok, you can also subscribe. It's $3 a month. You're going to get some alpha calls as well as a little bit more as we start to build this channel out. So again, as always, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Back tomorrow. Don't miss out. It's going to be pretty epic. Right. Catch you on the flip side.